So I guess they just threw this in as a demo just so you understand really what's important here to understand is not so much in nested scopes like this. You really don't see people just randomly making a block for no reason. But you do have nested scopes, for example, with inside, uh, if I said, if, I don't know, if var is greater than 10, right, then in here I could make another scope. This is something that might happen, right? You might have a local uh, so in if block, let's just say it this way, in if block var is, right? So you might have something like that. Oops. Quotes here. More likely it would be a different variable as it gets declared. Or even more often, this is not even that common. More often you might see something like well, in your for loops. That's good to know. Int, well, let's just say I equals 0, I less than var I plus plus, you know, in for block, let's say what the value of I is. I is I. But then out here, if it's a standard compiler, this I identifier no longer exists outside of here. Okay. So here, so you see here we have a block. So this is a way to think. This is more how I think of nested blocks happening inside of functions. Okay, or a more common thing to see. So you just need to recognize that this I only lives inside of here. Or if this was a while loop and you had declared something inside the while loop, it would only exist inside the while loop. Okay, so that's that idea. Is there anything else? Let's see. Nested scopes. All right, let's just run this just to see. So make sure it's doing what we expect. So, just to review, we start here with int var equals 5. So we should print out that it's that var is 5. Then we jump down to func, and before we make the jump, we store this var variable with the value 5, right? So that we can get it back when we jump back. So we jump down to here to this function, and then we say int var equals -5. So now we've declared, but this is a whole different variable, okay, this local function here. And then we say cout infunc var is, so now it should say, it should say infunc var is -5, okay? So, and then we jump back in main it should be 5 again. Then we have a nested scope. At this point it should be 5 because since we're nested we go up one level, and in main var is 5. Var has been set to 5. Then we create a new var with a value of 10. So here it's going to say in main in a new scope var is 10. Then this var is going to go away after we leave this curly brace. So we're going to be back to the var with 5, okay? So at the end of main, var created in a new scope no longer exists. At the end of main, var should be 5. Okay, so let's try running it and see if that is what happens. Yes. Okay, so we got in main var is 5. Then we went down to um, uh, the func function, and var was -5. Then we got back to main again. So this var went away, the one that was in function, and we're back with our original var with a value of 5. Then we went into the new scope, and at this point, within our curly brackets, we hadn't yet declared um, var, so it's still 5. Okay, but then we create a new var right here by declaring it, int var equals 10, and at that point then we're back to 10. Now we're out of the nested scope, okay, because we've left this curly brace, and we're back to the value of var that was in main. So at the end of main, var is 5. Okay. Again, like I said, there's some of this stuff is not good coding practice. There's like this nested business, and but what is helpful to understand is that by having these scoping rules, you can do things like you can have different programmers writing different functions, and you don't have to worry that you're gonna mess things up by using the same variable names, or things like that. And also for your own, even you're working by yourself, you can lose track of what you created, especially if you have great big programs where you have different functions in different files and things like that. So it's really useful to be able to, again, just encapsulation in general, it's useful to be able to hide details of what's going on, so that you don't lose track of things. But mostly, like I said, you don't see this kind of thing happening. But it is useful to have local variables inside of functions, so that you're not losing track of things, and to understand in for loops and while loops and things like that, things that are declared inside those blocks are also local.